Hi everybody and welcome to this introduction to JavaScript. As you're watching the video, don't forget to stay focused, pay attention, and don't be afraid to try out the things that you see in the videos. Let's get started.
Hi everybody, welcome to this short tutorial in JavaScript. In today's tutorial, we're just going to extend some of the ideas that we saw in Focus 3, the last tutorial. So this is Focus 3b. In Focus 3, we were building the structure of a web page to include a head section, which has a style section inside it where we put our CSS. And then after the head section, we have the body section where we put our elements. Here we have a text element. As you can see, this text element has an ID, so we can play with it with JavaScript. And after the body section, we have the script section where we're writing our JavaScript. And we've got a start here. We've got a variable called name. We're getting some information from the user, and we're going to assign that to the variable. And then what we want to do is push that data into the document, into this element. So let's use document.getElement by ID. And the element is the name element. There it is. Oh, it's called name element. So let's make sure we get that right. And we're going to say the inner HTML will be some text followed by the variable followed by some more text. So let's just say hello name with an exclamation mark at the end. Okay, so this is our inner HTML for this element. Let's save the page and see if it works. What is your name, Mr. Moosey? Oh, it didn't work. Control, Shift, J. Let's go to the console. Get element by ID is not a function. Oh no. It's a small d, isn't it? So let's save that and refresh. Don't forget the console, guys. It's very useful when you're working with JavaScript. It can tell you or give you a hint about the errors. What is your name, Mr. Moosey? Hello, Mr. Moosey. Okay, let's also apply this class, the red class, to this element as well. So I'm going to say class equals red. So this element has an ID, so we can play with JavaScript, and it also has a class, so we can affect it with CSS. So let's save that and refresh. What is your name, Mr. Moosey? Hello, Mr. Moosey. Okay, so everything's working so far. Now for today's 3b tutorial, I want to try and explain what I was thinking. This came to mind the other day. Can we use JavaScript to play with the source of an image tag? Okay, well, if we give it an ID, maybe we can. So let me try to explain what I've set up for today's project. In my project folder, I've got lots of images of animals. And these images are all JPEG files, .jpg. Okay? I've got 5 of them in there. This is my project folder for Focus 3b. So let's go into script here. And let's say document.getElement by ID. Well, first of all, let's give the image tag an ID. I'm going to call it animal pic. So that's the ID that I will target, animal pic. Now, instead of doing .inner HTML, let's do .src and see what happens. And the src is, let's just go back to my project folder. Let's try cat.jpg. Document.getElementById animal pic, that's this element here, .src, that's this thing here, will be equal to cat.jpg. So let's save that and refresh the browser. Yay, it worked! Okay, let's try dog.jpg. Save and refresh. Yay, it worked! Let's do penguin.jpg. Save and refresh. No, it didn't work. File not found. File not found. There is no file called penguin.jpg. So I've just got a file not found error in the console. Okay, that's fine. Now let's just develop this a little bit more. What I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable called animal, and I'm going to ask the user to input an animal name. What animal would you like to see today? What animal would you like to see today? Now let's imagine that the user enters cat. Document.getElementById animal pic .src equals something .jpg. We need the file extension. So cat is not enough. So what we can do is this. Okay, so if the user enters cat, that's what that is. That will be cat, and we're fixing .jpg onto the end of it. So that will be cat.jpg, and that's assigned to the source. Okay, so let's see if that works. What animal would you like to see today? Whoa, it worked! Oh my goodness. Let's try another one. Oh, fantastic, it worked. So in this tutorial, part 3b, we've looked at how to manipulate the src attribute of the image tag by giving an ID to the tag and then playing with the src attribute in JavaScript. Now, I'm just going to show you another sample. This is something that I want you to see if you can figure out. Oh, that's changed. Let's change that to focus 3b. What animal would you like to see today? Cat. So can you figure out not only how to show the correct image, but also how to put a message under the image saying this is a cat? Okay, that's one of the challenges for this focus.